Don't blink. It's your boy. Welcome to the sunset of the 14th September 2024. We have this beautiful. See, all I had to do was zoom in between the house, in front of my house, and we got this beautiful. And I never picture it. However, I'm seeing something that is as nice or even nicer. Gentlemen, ladies, we have Nirvana. Nirvana. There you go. Sunrise, sunset, and the moon. Let's do a little bit less. A little bit less. That's perfect. Enjoy. Hit it from the back so you don't get a touch. Everyone wants to see. Everyone wants to see. Don't blink, it's your brain. Welcome to the Real Component of the show. It's doing well on this 14th September. I have to show you something. It is straight beautiful. Look at this. One of the nicest, if not the nicest, sunset today. And we had an amazing sunrise this morning. So nature according-wise, this day was full of pleasure. Can you use the word pleasure in that sense? A little bit weird. It's a bit weird. Today we're talking about a subject that will raise a lot of discourse, a lot of I don't know. It's a touchy subject. It's a controversial subject. But I kind of want to do this because again, I've been talking about growth lately, about being more mature. So yeah, let's do an adult subject. It's crazy. I was talking about making content this morning, and we were talking about how okay. So a recap of this morning video in the shortest way possible. If you don't do enough, if you overpopulate your schedule, you overcharge your schedule. That way you don't feel you're doing nothing. Because when you're doing nothing, you feel like you do something, right? So the freedom of creating content is taken aback from the freedom of not being able to do anything. So if I'm not busy and I feel bad, then I don't have the freedom of being relaxing. If I don't have the freedom of making too much content, then like whatever I can do, I can do. But now I can do a lot of content. I can do 16 hours of content a day, and if I don't do 10 or 11, I'm like, dude, you didn't do enough, right? So this is not really freedom, this is shackle, this is an addiction, right? And that's the subject of the day, addiction. What is an addiction? First of all, what is it? I think it's important to talk about addiction. You can be addicted to possibly everything. You can be addicted to pills, to drugs, you can be addicted to game, to video games, to gambling, you can be addicted to porn, you can be addicted to food, you can be addicted to a certain show, you can be addicted to a certain game. Anything that is a stimulus, right, will be addictive. When you think about drugs, what are drugs? A stimulant, of course. And you can get addicted to those. You see, a lot of people are mistaking the fact that an addiction is something you cannot stop having. But the addiction is also something, if you don't do, you get stressed. And the level of stress is this being uncomfortable. So this addiction is very similar to a crutch. A crutch in a sense of if I don't have to, I cannot walk. So for example, I'm playing this game in Tower, right? And I've been playing this game for like a year, and I really enjoy it. And I have I do spend on it, but I'm really trying to find an excuse now. I can't find an excuse. I spend about $70 per 2 weeks, which is a lot. But every 2 weeks I get a minimum of 50 hours of content. So if you do the math, you divide by 2, which is 1.5. So I do it cost me $1.50 per hours, around that number. The addiction happened about 2 weeks ago. So my mom, she said, "Oh, you're spending a lot, Pinky." you're not working. I want to be part of I want to be a manager. And the reality is, this is me being lazy. This is again me being unable. I was like, okay, mom, because the reality is, I don't pay attention to how much I have. I'll keep on spending, and when I don't have, so the second, the second I know I have a lot of money in the bank, I'm gonna want to spend it, which is not good. I'm not good at saving. So what I do is, consciously what I do is, I don't know how much I have in the bank, right? So I save. So I spend how much I think I have. Does it make sense? Not really. She's like, let me take care of understanding how much I have money, and let me tell you, okay, you're good or not good. So she'll come in periodically and she'll check it, right? And so what she did, she checked, and I don't know how it happened. I think she went to another store, and she didn't have the password because I didn't give her the password. I think you can check on your phone. You can check on your phone so you can see what money that I have. But if I give her the password, I know she'll put money in. And my mom, she's working so hard and she's old, so I want to get advantage of her. So I'm like, okay, well, you're allowed to know how much is in my account, but you know how to put money to have access to it. Long story short, she goes to the store. No, she doesn't. She goes to the bank, sorry. And she goes to the bank and she checked, and because she logged in, they cancel my card that way, because they thought somebody else was using my card, so they canceled it for not fraud, which is I'm grateful for. And I couldn't buy one power pack, which is $70 for 2 weeks that I spent. And I was like, holy shit. And the amount of stress, the amount of nervousness that came from it. And that was the addiction. The addiction wasn't the game in itself. The addiction was, okay, well, I don't get my hit, I don't get my fix. And that was making me crazy, right? But coming into the second part of the subject, this is the addiction. This is the definition of addiction. Now, let's go into the subject. If you know addiction is beneficial for you, should you stop it? So we're going to take a very extreme example. Please understand that this is an example. This is a what-if situation. This is not in any case me telling you to do so. If you look at people that smoke meth or meth addict, right? To get out of that drug, because that drug is so powerful and gets addicted. The only way to quit it, because one of those drugs, if you stop cold turkey, you might unalive yourself. Not in the fact that, okay, today is the last day of my life, I'll unalive myself, but because you haven't taken it, you can get a reaction in your body and you can die. So you go to the pharmacy, you go to the doctor, and they're going to prescribe you a methadone. The methadone is kind of complicated. Methadone is, and how I know this, I'm gonna seem like I'm a junkie. I've had a lot of friends. I'm old. I'm 31 years old. I've seen shit, right? Methadone is gonna be a medication that has a little bit of meth in it. There's a lot of medication. So you have your daily dose, the minimum you require, and you still get a little high from it. But your body with that medication is gonna be like, okay, well, it's slower and slower, and the methadone in itself is the part is addictive in the drugs, and the rest is you get the feeling. So you still feel like you did your dose or your daily dose, but you didn't. And slowly you took methadone, like for example, 3 times a day at first, then you're gonna do 2, then you do 1. After that, you're completely clean. And it is fantastic because there's a lot of hard drugs that are super hard to quit. So the methadone, whether they found something that is a cure, is super interesting. Now, side note, the fact the way they discovered it is awful. So a lot of the drugs are drug related. So if you watch the show Breaking Bad, any time that anybody watched the show Breaking Bad, cool, amazing show. Congratulations, Walter White played by Bryan Cranston, and Paul Aaron in the role of Jesse Pinkman. And when you know how to make meth, right, you're using sleeping pills. Sleeping pill contain something called methadone, and it helps you sleep, right? It'll send your body into a state of sleep. And a lot of the medication are transformed into Oxycontin, which is one of those drugs, is derived from a drug. Ecstasy is derived from another drug. There's a lot of mixing of products that are already existing. So the pharmacy, they found methadone because methadone was they use methadone to create meth, right? And yeah, so it's like, okay, well, if you take out the drug aspect of it, it can be healing. And that's what you, with the drug talk, I'm not a junkie, I'm not a dealer, and neither should you, please. Focus on your health, focus on your life. You only have one, you have to it, right? So, the addiction, if it's something that is beneficial for you. So, I think a lot of people make the mistake that an addiction is something that is negative, right? For me, the workaholic, and it also comes from a place where I spent the last 5 months without unemployed, and although I created a lot of content and although I don't regret anything and I'm proud of the content I made and the amount of work I put in, I realized that I should have done, possibly could have done something else. Enjoy the vacation a little bit because I'm going to be working soon. If I'm going to be working soon, I would have needed a break and that break didn't happen, right? That being said, it's kind of cool because it's kind of cool because I gotta put this into word. I would call this addiction positive. Because yes, there is some cons, there is some pros. The pros are long term. Long term, what I'm doing right now is to pay off. I had a video I posted a month ago, just hit 1K. And I was like, dude, this wasn't a video that I didn't think was really working because when 95% of your video don't work, like, okay, well, I don't know what's gonna work, right? And it's a video that I made, and I was super tired. You can tell in the video I'm tired. Possibly one of my 10th, 15th, 20th videos a day. And I was super tired. That's addiction. Then give me that video. Long term, did that video perform well? I'm glad I made it. That video was made because I was addicted, right? So it's a positive effect. If you look at athletes, you can be addicted to working out. If you look at people that do yoga, they can be addicted to yoga itself. If you look at religion, there's some addiction in religion. When you cannot talk about anything else than religion, when you can't talk about anything else than a certain book, which is Quran, which is Torah, which is the Bible, which is the teaching of the Hinduism. See, when you just can't stop thinking about it, it's an addiction. Addiction isn't necessarily a material thing, it's also a ephemeral thing, which is a perception. I am addicted to, you know what, one of the craziest things, there's a lot of people that do like roller coaster, or they go fast in cars, and then adrenaline becomes an addiction. This adrenaline is the natural reaction of your body. So your body is in a place where it feels danger, your body is going to push out adrenaline so you can get bigger. If you see the effect of the human body on adrenaline, it's amazing. You get a heightened sense of vision, you get the heightened sense of hiking, you get goosebumps, your air makes you, it goes straight, I guess, and it makes you look, again, I'm thinking in French, and it makes you look bigger, right? But when you look at it, adrenaline is a natural drug, something that your body creates. If you're addicted to something that your body creates, not a bad thing, your body creates it. Well, the answer lies in the response. It's a response to a traumatic event, right? It's in the same way of a psychopath or a sociopath. Not all of them are killers, right? You suffered so much in your life, and you're like, what if I wasn't a sociopath? What if I could become a sociopath or a psychopath, right? Not feel anything. Would I do it? If it meant not feeling happy emotion. The addiction, simple question of this video is, if an addiction is beneficial, should it stop? And the answer is, I don't know. I don't know because, see, in my life, I got a lot of addiction, right? When I was a kid, it was video games. When I was an adult, young adult was manga. When it became games again, it became tattoo. It became social media, right? Not of addiction. Or addiction, like those addiction are a stress response to lack of self-confidence. They're a response to a boredom, right? So when I do face them, I'm like, okay, well, that's natural. Not natural in the sense of this is supposed to happen, but natural in the sense of, okay, well, you know what? I know what this is going on. I got an addictive personality. Even when I fall in love very quickly, I'm like, yeah, I know why I'm doing that. Now, is that an excuse? Knowing why you do something doesn't forgive it. If I know, oh, I'm hungry, so I'm gonna steal. that worth it, or you know what, I'm hungry and I should maybe work, you know. It's a tough question. Anywho, enough talking. Love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. I'm not trying to be romantic, I'll do it from the back, so you don't get a touch. I love the way you kiss me, I can tell you miss me, I can tell that this. I'm not trying to be romantic, get it from the back, so the song. I'm really so proud of you. I can tell you miss me. I can tell that this. I'm not trying to be romantic. Salut, c'est ton channel, j'espère que c'est bien, je pense que c'est passé une belle soirée. Aujourd'hui, on parle d'un autre TikToker québécois, un autre de nos créateurs de contenu à la maison. On parle de Maxboy Québec. J'espère que ça va bien. Encore une fois, c'est une ton chum. On est le 14 septembre, ça va faire noir. Ça va faire noir. Puis, on fait la vidéo de Maxboy. Je sais parce qu'il y a beaucoup de choses qui sont avec Maxboy UC. Sincèrement, je sais que beaucoup de monde n'aime pas Maxboy UC. Je sais qu'il y a beaucoup de monde qui n'aime pas. Right? Mais moi, je le trouve. Moi, je fais ça en français. Puis je parle en anglais maintenant. Quand je fais des vidéos en anglais, je parle en français. Quand je fais des vidéos en français, je parle en anglais. C'est quoi ça, Chris? Je sais pas trop.
When I call you, you're here. backyard. That's what they're gonna tell me. I'm not allowed to fix the hole in my fucking wall in my bedroom.
The mood is nice though.